धर्मेश जी, आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं? हेलो? हेलो?
यस सर।
जी थोड़ा-सा बता दीजिए टोटल कितने पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं और कितनों को अभी जॉइन करना बाकी है?
So total there are 8 participants and
ओके,
6 have joined it already, but
ओके,
two are still doing it.
ओके, ओके।
Yeah.
कौन सा है जी?
सर केवी सुब्रमण्यम सर ने अभी ज्वाइन नहीं किया है सर।
Okay, we are waiting for him. As soon as he arrives, we will start the session. And
Alright.
still 5 more minutes are left, so we can wait. We have to wait, in fact.
Right. Okay.
चौहान सर, जब तक सर ज्वाइन करते हैं हम एक बार देख लें हमारे सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं क्या?
जी मैडम, अभी मैंने जो हमारे रिपोर्टियर हैं धर्मेश जी, उनसे
जी।
मैंने पूछा था तो अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम देयर शुड बी 8 participants, but right now 6 of them are present with us. So we hope that the next 2 will be joining as soon as possible.
Okay.
जी।
Those are the participants for this technical session. They can please write in the chat box that they are there so that it will help us in counting. They can write their name only in the chat box. So we'll be able to find who two are not there.
Actually, ma'am, Mitra Som Saha ma'am is not there, and Munindra Kumar.
Okay, first author, first presenter, Mitra Som Saha is not there.
Yeah, ma'am, she is facing some network issue, and also the last presenter Muninder Kumar Majumdar, he's also not there.
Okay, so you have already taken the account. All right, so we'll be starting with Vinny.
Okay, ma'am.
Vinny Celestian. All right, thank you.
Right.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Dharmesh ji. Dharmesh ji, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Professor Subramaniam has not joined yet. So if possible, if you can
Sir.
contact him, you can
Sir,
remind him.
Subramaniam sir is here with me, sir. He will join with my laptop, sir.
Okay, okay. So that is really very nice.
I am
Thank
just
you very
arranging, sir. Give me, sir,
Okay.
2 minutes.
तो मुझे दिखाई नहीं पड़ेगा ना,
आपको दिखाई पड़ेंगे, आप भी दिखाई कैमरा ऑन
नहीं मतलब आई कांट सी द ऑडियंस
सर, दीज आर द ऑडियंस।
अच्छा
सर यहीं बैठना सर।
हाँ
तो स्टार्टिंग में कुछ बोलना है मेरे को,
सर अभी वो करेंगे, चौहान जी है,
चौहान सर
चौहान सर
अपने ट्रांसफर।
Yes, sir.
हाँ सर, सुब्रमण्यम सर हैज जॉइंड
Okay, so welcome to all of my friends who are participating in this national seminar for mathematics education, and it is very delightful moment for us and for me especially to be the part of this session presided by one and only one Professor Subramaniam Saab, who was the former principal of Regional Institute of Education, and he is a name who does not require any recognition or identification because he is an institute in himself. As far as mathematics education is concerned, he is an institute in himself. So we are going to have a very nice session, and we will have some very words of encouragement from Professor Subramaniam. But before that, let me introduce about our co-chair, respected Madam Dr. Rashmi Sharma, in the chemistry DESM. She will be the co-chair, and I will request Professor Subramaniam sir and Madam Rashmi Sharma to kindly tell us about the time allotment scheme, because in total we got 8 participants and 6 have joined till now, and I hope that all 8 will be there. So our session, as far as I know, will last till 5:30 with the permission of chair and co-chair. So we would be very benefited that if you can guide us regarding the time allotment. Thank you, sir. So I request Professor Subramaniam sir to address the session and inaugurate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, John, sir. Can you see me all? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are visible, sir.
Yes,
To all participants as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Rashmi. And today we are here for the mathematics seminar in memory of Ramanujan. The theme of the paper is more the nature of mathematics and math learning. So mathematics is distinct compared to any other subject. Other subjects can be learned by repeated drilling. Only hard work may help in other subjects, but in mathematics, the learning is not only hard work, it requires something more. It requires alertness. It requires the habit of being skeptical. I hope I'm clear what I'm saying. You cannot take anything for granted in mathematics, unlike other subjects. In other subjects, especially science and other subjects, we try to give the concept using examples. It's a must. Agreed. This is true in mathematics also, but mathematics goes beyond that. Merely giving examples is not sufficient in mathematics. Mathematics also requires counterexamples. And this is required only in mathematics, nowhere else. That is, once you give a concept, don't just give only examples which supports it. Also give examples which doesn't support it, which oppose it. Now, some people who are not from mathematics may not be happy with this because they think it is a negative approach. No, it's not a negative approach. First of all, in mathematics, positive numbers are no ways more superior to negative numbers. In fact, there are some places where negative numbers are more useful than positive numbers. For instance, had there been no negative numbers, there cannot be any complex number. And the physics people know very well how much complex number application is there with them. So mathematics treats all equal, which is a democratic subject. Secondly, the very purpose of giving counterexample is to give a contrast. I'll just give an instance. Suppose you are the principal of a school, private school perhaps. You have to select a primary teacher. You got 3 candidates. You ask them to just use 1 or 2 sentences to explain what is blue. Suppose the names of teachers are A, B, C, and C. A comes first. He says, there are many colors. Blue is a color. And he goes away. Well, on face, it seems very quite all right. Then B comes. He says there are many colors. Blue is a color, and this is blue. He shows some blue object, say pen or something. Now, who is better? You will agree that second is better. Because first one hasn't given an example, second one has given an example. Now comes C. He says there are many colors. Blue is a color. This is blue. And then he shows some other color pen, and this is not blue. Now tell me, who will you select if you are principal? Because this fellow has given example as well as counterexample. Now, what do you use of that counterexample? Because he's talked more? No. Because when the kids see that this is blue and they see a blue pen, it is quite possible some child may mistake that the pen is called blue, not the color. He may see the object as the blue. So once you show 2 different, same thing, 2 pens, one is blue, other is not blue, then attention will go to the color, not the object. That's why counter example plays a very important role in mathematics. So we must bring this our teaching, learning. We don't do it. Even books don't do it. It's not a very difficult thing. For every concept, you define it, give examples to illustrate it, and also give counterexamples. Also let your students find counterexamples. This will clearly give the real concept. They need not mug up anything. Well, I can't take more time of yours because I am killing your time. So I'll just finish it, but in between, maybe somewhere I give you some comments. So with this, I request Rashmi to start the other proceedings.
So, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. At the outset, on my personal behalf and behalf of institution, I would like to convey my heartiest welcome to Professor K.V. Subramaniam, sir, in his own institution. So welcome you, sir. And in this session, we have 8 participants. So far, 6 have joined, sir. And the theme is mathematics education, issues and concern. And in the beginning itself, you have set the tune of the session by giving a very concrete example, which is blue. I mean, by providing the examples and counter examples. I'm sure in due course of this session, you would be giving your valuable comments and feedback to the presenters and to all of us so that we also can try to bring in some quality elements into the work which we are presently doing, sir. With your kind permission, we would like to start the session. Before that, I would have a submission to all the participants that your presentation time is 10 minutes. You can present for 10 minutes. Basically, your request is to focus on your title, objectives, methodology, research findings, and conclusion. And at the discussion time, which is followed by the presentation, is 5 minutes. Any queries or any questions, those are in the mind of the galaxy of the intellectuals. Those are here in session, would be asked, and of course, Honorable Chairperson also would like to provide some interventions and guidance to the presenters. So, sir, with your permission, I would like to invite the first presenter of the session. And Chauhanji, are you aware that first one who was not so far has joined? Mitra Som, I think.
Yes, ma'am, I'm there. I'm there.
Okay, all right. So we can start our presentation with Mitra Som Saha, ma'am.
Thank you, and a very good afternoon to everyone.
Yeah, prior to that, I would request Dr. Chauhanji to please give an alert to the presenters if time exceeds. Dr. Chauhan, please.
Sure, madam. Sure, I will give an alert, madam.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Just allow me to start sharing my screen.
Please.
Yeah. And I hope my time starts once my screen is shared.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So in a moment, I'll be there. And okay. So therefore, as already everybody out here is aware that the theme for this session is mathematics learning, issues and concerns. And the sub-theme that I have chosen is anxiety in mathematics learning. And I wish that through my paper, I give certain solutions, and help mathematics educators who will successfully be replacing the anxiety that goes with mathematics with the joy of learning. What I am looking for is a dream, perhaps, that I share with many out here, that can we have a transformed mathematics classroom. So although it is said that mathematics, the Polish mathematician, the most famous quote, that is the most beautiful and the most powerful creation of human spirit, and it's mathematics everywhere, from the flowers to the galaxies to the snowflakes to everywhere. And yet, it is a kind of a mental monster for most of us. And today, as I was listening to the keynote speaker in the morning, he mentioned a very something to be a very alarming fact, that the number of students studying mathematics is really going down. And if we have to really come down, and being in school education, I feel that transformation has to come right from the beginning. And objective of my paper, therefore, is, although this mathematics, I'm quoting here a science fiction, The Dying Earth, where, there's the story of someone called Turzan who wants to create artificial life, and he creates experiments, he fails, and then he meets somebody called Pendulum, and he says, you know what you need to create this artificial life? All that you need is a powerful magic, and the name of that magic is mathematics. So if this is what mathematics is, then where is the joy lost in our classrooms? So my paper objective, as I said, is to, highlight the causes, which I will be focusing on, because these are causes which we are, I think, already aware. And with the national education policy, I believe it has been rightly focused on all these aspects. And if correctly implemented, these causes or these concerns will be, addressed in our classroom. When I, as a teacher, go to a classroom and I write on the board, okay, students, today I'll be doing HCF or LCM, or for that matter, any concept which is so abstract for a child. I right now tell you all a galaxy, you will have the image of a galaxy in your mind. We remember images, as we all know out here. And yet, we go to the mathematics class and don't start with any concrete examples, kind of. We directly go to an abstract word, an abstract concept, and I believe we have lost our students right there the moment we have written the topic on the board, without a kind of a attempt to concretize the concept. Our focus is on the procedure. How to do the HCF, how to do the prime factorization and do the LCM. So our focus is on the, procedural skills. And well, our students grasp them very well. They practice again and again and again, and it becomes such a mundane thing. The one who does not like to, be surrounded with numbers, they surrender and say, "Oh no, mathematics is not my cup of tea at all." It's such a disconnected classroom, disconnected with the, life around us. And whereas mathematics is something which we see all around. I've tried to incorporate that aspect in my slides because everywhere I see, if it's a rainbow, if it's a raindrops, we have the mathematics there. It's mathematics is everywhere. Then why is it not present in that joyous, in that similar way? Why are our students not able to connect it and do mathematics just for the sake of passing an exam or taking an exam? So therefore, my proposition is that we create a framework spearheaded by NCERT, spearheaded by all leading educators and scientists and research scholars. Let us create a framework. Maybe just like NCERT has got a handbook of learning outcomes, has got a handbook of science, has got, those a handbook on assessments. So similarly, can we create a framework for every class? And when we create this framework, we keep in mind these aspects that I propose. Number one is the introduction and awareness first, and then the integration with our pedagogical tools, the brain-mind principles. How does the brain really learn? Is emotion important? Oh yes, it is. Joseph Ledoux in its book, Emotional Brain, has so beautifully spoken about the high road and the low road. And when we are unable to trigger the joy, that curiosity, when that emotional quotient is not there, absent, all that we create is a temporary effect on the, temporary imaging in our brains. So deep learning is going to happen only when we are taking into consideration the playway methods, the joyful methods of teaching. Now you will say, okay, the moment there's a playway method, you will probably think of a primary class, of a pre-primary class. But trust me, I will give you an example where we can make it joyful. We can keep in mind all these 12 principles. Is not because of the constraint of time. I would have loved to give example from each of these 12 principles, but then I just leave it here. Again, because of the constraint of time, but then there will be one example that I will come through. So my point here is that we as maths educator be fully aware, conscious, and be in a position to apply all these brain-mind principles while we decide the pedagogy in our classroom for whichever topic and whichever class we teach in. Just now, Chauhan sir spoke about the example of those pen, the blue pen and the other color pen, and giving examples and counter examples. And this is, it so beautifully syncs with what I wish to put forward in front of you. There is this Professor Emeritus, Arthur Costa, at Princeton University, and he has written this beautiful paper on habits of mind, and everywhere there's a lot of discussion. And I was wondering if we could use this as, again, a pedagogical tool. And, we actually write down, see, India is a diverse country. All the teachers we are here who are teaching mathematics, we come from diverse backgrounds. Probably we do not have equal opportunities. We do not have equal exposure. And that is why I am saying, let's create a framework. Probably there are a few inspired people, a few people who are aware of the things, but not all. And unless and until this pedagogical framework, it goes and penetrates in every school, in every corner, whether it's rural or urban, we will not be able to have the transformation in the classrooms that we are wishing to see. So, and exactly what sir said, that, giving examples and counter examples. Thinking flexibly is one of the habits of mind. I wish I could ponder upon all these 16 habits of mind and give examples of integrating it in the maths classroom. So what is our focus? There is a sum in the exercise, and then I have to solve it. All that I want is a correct answer. We do not teach the students to explore. We do not give that room to explore and find out. So what if a student doesn't get the correct answer? Maybe in the process, he has tried and attempted it in a different way. Let's take an example. Let's suppose there is a square plot of land and I want to do some, gardening, and I want to, distribute the sunflower seeds equally, and uniformly in that square plot of land. There are so many methods to do it. Right? And therefore, we can think of doing it through the, so many ways. I am afraid if I go to explain, I will lose out on time. So therefore, can we allow our students to explore all these methods? They may be incorrect, but let them learn through their failure. Let them learn through the incorrect method and realize what is correct. Let us not just go and say that, okay, fine, you know what, Newton said or Pythagoras said, this is the theorem, this is the Euclidean theorem that we know. Let us co-create. Let us, construct and give scope to the students to really construct those, theories, and through their observations, real life examples. And I had said that I will give an example of how we can use. I am promoting a story-based pedagogies, and in that framework that I am speaking of, I wish we all come together to create such stories, not only stories that are already there. Let's create our own stories and maybe motivate students also to do it. Maybe this could be a competition amongst the students as well that will go on to help the resource building. So these stories will lead to that, to that concept. And as a result, we will not start with an abstract, we'll start rather with a concrete idea. So this, my story is a story of Decimal. And this boy called Decimal, he goes into outer space. And that's why this background of mine. So he goes into outer space and he lands up in a planet. And then he says, he meets the alien out there. The alien says, hey, hello. From where are you coming? So he says, see, my name is Decimal and I come from Earth. It is 358 miles from your planet. So it's 358? What is this 3 and 5 and 8 that you're speaking of? So he said, huh? You do not know 3, 5 and 8? Look, I have 10 fingers. And then the alien says, you have 10 fingers? I don't have 10. I have only 2. So therefore he said, you have only 2. Yes, I have only 2, and we call them 0 and 1. So the Decimal says that I have 10 fingers and I call it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then that is when the Decimal understands the link, and he puts his, he goes on to explain how the decimal system works on his planet, and he goes on to realize how their mathematical, system works, their number system works. And here is this example I said. 358. So he says,
excuse me, madam, the time has already been exceeded. So kindly please conclude.
Sure. So therefore, as you can see on the screen, we can always, correlate it. That is raised to the power 10. In binary, it is to the power 2. And therefore, I can start a class on binary numbers with such a story. And in this way, I can think of a story in many such topics. So therefore, my suggestion that it should be our mission to create a framework where we'll integrate brain mind learning principles, integrate the habits of mind, weave a story for all concepts, create a handbook which will implement the above framework, review, reflect, and have opportunities to add to the resources. And it is not only teachers, but even students who can add to the resources. So that's all, and thank you. If there are any questions, I wish I'll be in a position to answer them well. I'll stop sharing first. Hello, am I audible?
Second ke pehle.
Yes. If there are any reflections or questions from the participants, they can put up to Mitra Somshaha, and at the end we'll be taking the reflections from a respected chairperson. If
Very good presentation.
Thank you, sir. I'm not a mathematics teacher, I'm a physics teacher. Since I lead a school, so I feel I should give solutions to all my teachers in any subject. So this is one thing that we are trying to do. And in a way, we started, and I think it's working.
Your voice is, I think you can switch off your video so that bandwidth would support you. Mitra.
Hello, is that better now?
Yeah, now.
Voice is okay, no problem.
Okay, I do have 2 questions.
Yes,
Mitra,
yes.
in the beginning, slide number 2 or 3, you have shown 4 causes why the students do have difficulty in learning mathematics. So you started with.
Ma'am, could you come again, please? In the I listed the causes. I heard clearly up until up till that. And then after that, what you said, I missed out.
Okay, all right. I think it's some problem from my side.
Yeah.
There's an echo.
The problem is that there are multiple mics open. So if the mics are being mute except one, then the audio would improve. So
Yeah.
kindly please mute your mics. Only the speaker may unmute his or her mic, please.
I would ask,
Yes.
in the slide, in the beginning, you have shown 4 reasons for
Yes.
the difficulty students face in understanding of the mathematics. So you have shown 4 causes. Are they based on any research? Do they have any research based, or just you have jot down? This is one. The secondly, at the end, very effectively, I talked about the stories for mathematics learning. So there, you have talked about through stories and through many other ways. Do you have any compilation of such work, since you are talking about these 2 things?
Yeah. Number one, the causes that I've listed out are, I mean, I cannot say that it's my research, but it's definitely my studies in the field of, like, that my studies to the different research papers of different authors. And I have referred to one of the papers in my paper that I have submitted to one of the surveys that was done in UK. And so therefore, all these causes are taken from such research papers, which, are available freely on the net. So those are my reference points. And that is from there I have collected. And of course, from my own experience as a teacher of 24 years and a principal for the last 5 years. So that was the answer to the first question. And as far as the stories are concerned, ma'am, I am working on it. And I right now have 3-4 such stories, but I'm trying to build on those stories. And that is one initiative that our school will be taking up with all the mathematics teachers of the school. And I wish if someday there is a scope, we will be able to contribute at the national level also, if we are creative.
That's quite welcoming. If other participants do have any reflections or the questions, they can put across, or else Professor Subramaniam, sir.
Thank you. Well, I am a bit critical. Firstly, I appreciate the speaker. It was a nice presentation as far as the vocal part is concerned. But my problem is not only with her, most of the participants, they bring a lot of, picture show and full of text. Visual things should have more diagram than content, sentences, because nobody can read it within that time. So what you are conveying is not going to them. The very purpose is defeated. Okay. Better you speak out something or show something from cartoon type thing, okay. Secondly, this is not only you, most of them can we're going to do that only, I know. Secondly, this fairy tale approach of mathematics, I am totally against it.
Okay.
Mathematics, we have to give more importance to logic part of it. Of course, understanding is there, but the fairy tale approach is like that. No, a foreigner came to a village. He was hungry. He asked the farmer to feed him something. Farmer gave him some saag in a roti. The foreigner took the saag, returned the roti, say, thank you for your plate, nice plate. So that happens in fairy tale. The real stuff doesn't go to the student. They enjoy something, but not the concept. So mathematics is abstract. It is a fact. It has to be accepted. It has to be made clear to students also. Yes, while explaining, we try to explain it in a simpler way, but we cannot forget the very life of mathematics, that it's abstract. And students should be learned, should be taught to accept abstract things. Think abstractly. That we have to develop. It's not very difficult. Most of the self-taught mathematicians learned it through abstract only. Yes, second. Of course, it should not be very cumbersome, tedious. I agree. That you can avoid. You can avoid proof. You can avoid, but still, then mathematics doesn't become boring because you don't know application of something. It's a wrong concept. everywhere prevailing. Mathematics becomes boring when you are not able to solve the problem. So long as you're getting problem solved, you don't feel bored at all. So the enjoyment, everything comes when things become easy. Things become possible, feasible for them. So make mathematics learning feasible for them. Dancing and singing will not going to help mathematics learning. Maybe it may help other subjects. In mathematics, I'm strictly against dancing and singing for concepts because it will distract you from the main concept. Anyway, this is not, most of the people are doing this is a wrong concept. And again, what happened, most of the participants, not only you, which I'm going to see, 3/4 or more than 3/4 time will be spent on introduction only of this something. The real stuff comes and somebody will say time is up and they hurriedly finish it. So let us come to the point directly. We don't require a long introduction of anything because time is less. So I request all the other participants also, come to the point as early as possible. Don't waste time in introducing something. It takes more time. In a full class, you would require, you can help it, but in a 5 minutes or 10 minutes session, avoid introduction as far as possible, make it short, as short as possible. Otherwise, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I hope all the participants would take in view the guideline provided by Honorable Chairperson Professor Subramaniam, sir, that everyone has not to spend much time on the introduction, rather straightway come to the point and talk about your research, whatever it is. So thank you, sir, for interventions. The next participant is Vinny Sebastian. She'll be talking
Yes.
about the mathematics education issues and concern. So Vinny, kindly keep in
Yes.
view the guidelines provided by the respected chairperson, sir, and start your
Yes.
presentation.
Yeah, respected Chairperson and Madam Dr. Rashmi Sharma, I would like to present my paper. So should I present now? I'll just share my screen.
Yeah, please share.
Not able to share. Ma'am, I'm not. Yeah. Are you all able to see my screen? Are you all able to see my screen?
Yes, madam, your screen is visible. Kindly proceed, please.
Okay. Okay, thank you. My study was on the critical examination of the online learning environment. We all know that during the pandemic situation, mathematics education has taken the online mode of teaching learning, and therefore my concern was that how is this teaching going on online? And this study was conducted for the examination of the online learning environment. I'm Dr. Vinny Sebastian, Associate Professor of St. Xavier's Institute of Education, Mumbai. It is a teacher education college, and our concern is to find out how mathematics education is going on in the schools. So the study was framed like this: study of the challenges faced in online teaching learning during the lockdown as perceived by the stakeholders of mathematics education, and description of the online environment were actually the challenges faced by the teachers. So the study is mainly talking about the different challenges that are faced by the teachers, and by studying the challenges, the online learning environment was assessed. So as sir was talking before, when we look at the nature of mathematics, these are some of the points that come to our mind. It is symbolic, it is logical, it involves quantity, it is abstract, and it involves a language. Sorry, that word logical has come twice. And you see that mathematics is everywhere. It's a very exciting subject. So how did this teaching take place online? That was the investigation which was done in this study. So we see that when we look at the teaching and learning, there is this intervening variable, that is the learning environment. And this was studied by the challenges faced by the teachers. So the learning environment, when you look at the literature, and if you look at the study done on learning environment in the physical sense, then these are the different variables: classroom setting, teaching learning resources, teacher-pupil interaction, student engagement, peer interaction, evaluation procedures. These are the different points that come under the learning environment. So if you have to study the learning environment, these are the different factors that many people and authors and researchers have considered. So I have taken the TPAC model by Mishra and Kohler as my reference. And in this model, they have looked at three aspects: technology, pedagogy, and the content. So when I studied when I undertook this study, I had looked at these three dimensions when I studied. So I will be looking at the different challenges with reference to these three dimensions. So how well the teachers have exhibited their technological knowledge, their pedagogical knowledge online, and their content knowledge online. So if you look at the online environment as perceived by stakeholders, I have looked at these three levels of management: the content management by teachers, the technology management, and the pedagogy management. And these were looked at as the challenges faced by the teachers. And the other things which were looked at are the skills which are required for an effective online environment, the pupil interaction, which was a major thing in mathematics education. It is when we teach mathematics, there is a personal touch with the teacher and the student. So how did this pupil interaction take place online? How was the achievement of learning outcomes? And what are the other related problems that had happened during the online teaching? So the background of the study is like this: that our institution, they were conducting the webinars in mathematics pedagogy. And we have conducted the webinars on the major theme of strategies and solutions for boosting mathematics learning. Every month from June onwards, we were catering to the teachers in the country to equip them with technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge. And this is the study is being taken off from this effort of the institution. So learning environment before pandemic was there in the literature. Now what we have done is there is a change in understanding of the learning environment during the pandemic, and the challenges and anxiety of the teachers were covered in this study. So these were the major objectives of the study, where the difficulties were studied faced by the teachers in the online mode, and the difficulties faced by the students, how the interaction methods were used by the teachers in the online mode. These are some of the objectives which were framed for the study. And the method used for the study was the descriptive survey method. And definitely these two were the main objectives, where the descriptive survey method was used for understanding the challenges and anxieties, and also to critically analyze the online learning environment. The tool and the data collection, the Google form was made with questions related to the research, and it was since we could not move physically, and consent of the participant was taken, and then the participant was initiated to the tool. We got 500 responses for this study, and these were different stakeholders which we have considered. So these were taken as it is because they were the participants of our webinar, and they are very actively involved in our webinars. So this was considered as a sample for the study. The analysis was done keeping in mind the three components of the TPAC model: content, pedagogy, and the technology. Now, these were the findings of the study. Related to the content, 29% agreed that teachers did face a difficulty in displaying mathematical content and working out sums in the online mode, and 19% stated that there was no difficulty. The others were quite neutral about it. But related to pedagogy and technology, 78% of the respondents said that mathematics teachers did face more challenges than the other teachers. 5% of the respondents said that the mathematics teachers had a smooth transition from the offline to the online mode of teaching. That means they were satisfied. In the pedagogy part, 78% of the respondents stated that mathematics teachers had to master effective online communication skills, and 60% of the respondents stated that communicating mathematical concepts were not effectively done or effectively communicated. Pedagogy. 79% agreed that the objectives of teaching mathematics is not achieved online. the online learning was not effectively managed. In the pedagogy, 57% of the respondents state that the teachers can give full attention to students even in an online mode, whereas 43% responded in the negative. They said no, in the online mode, the teachers cannot give much attention. Related to technology, 57 of the respondents stated that online platform did not provide effective tools for online mathematics teaching. Whether it is, whether the teachers did not know about it or whether they could not manipulate these tools, that was not very clear in this statement. But it was said that online platform did not provide effective tools for online mathematics teaching. So what are the skills required for the online environment? These are the two major skills which were identified from the study, that is use of e-resources and online communication. So in the e-resources, these are the different e-resources which were used by the teachers. Some used it effectively, some were grappling with it, and because of which the online environment was disturbed. Even the online communication, these are the two platforms were used by the school teachers, Zoom and Google Meet. Most of the teachers were saying that they were camera shy. There is a different paradigm shift in the online and offline communication. There was a different way of communicating. So teachers did find it difficult to adjust with it. Regarding pupil interaction, individual attention was lacking. Learners were not given attention. Gifted children were not given attention. Learning disabilities were ignored. In the technical issues, the teachers did face a lot of problem with poor connectivity. They got logged off. Even the home interference was there, where the student, when we were sitting in the home and attending lectures, there was a lot of interference from the family which disturbed the online environment. The pedagogy side, the pace was very fast. The students could not cope up with the pace. A lot of oral explanation was used. There was no personal interaction at all, intervention, and there was no online collaborative learning because of the time and large numbers in front of the screen. Students also lacked skills. They also could not operate these online resources, and they had problems in effectively expressing themselves. There was lack of attention from teachers. Content related, again, the content which was presented to the students moved off very fast on the screen. There was lack of attention to every detail of the content, and it was difficult to display some of the topics online. And easy and difficult topics were dealt in the same manner and given same kind of time. And there were some stress related points which came up. There was a lot of anxiety in teachers, a lot of parental interference. A lot of parents used to complain. There was difficulty in monitoring the students online. There was a lot of classroom management problems also. Eye problems, tiredness, restlessness in students was seen, and there was difficult to motivate every student online. So these were some of the findings of the study, that mathematics teaching learning was not satisfactorily transacted online. Online teaching has not helped in generating the learning outcomes. Students could not interact fully with the teachers and solve their problems in mathematics due to many online constraints. Evaluation of the learning and learner diversity was not taken care of in the online mode, and teachers were not really digitally ready to take on the online teaching, and some were picking up skills from different sources to help themselves. So these are some of the points which have affected the online learning environment, and definitely they must have affected the
Madam, kindly conclude,
outcomes
please.
Yeah, over. Yes, yes, sir. So suggestions. So we have the work from home, and directly the teachers had gone into the online environment. Lot of training was required for teachers, and training should have been in different levels. It was seen that some schools have conducted the training for teachers, some schools did not conduct, so the teachers were taken unaware and they had to directly get into the online mode. And open educational resources were totally neglected. The teachers do not yet know about it, and they are really understanding what it means. Even the use of virtual manipulatives are not aware, and online short-term courses could have been conducted for students, for teachers, for professional development, and attaining the TPAC stage, that is the integration of pedagogy, technology and content according to the TPAC model, could have been done. So these are my references, and thank you for your participation.
Now the forum is open
Thank
for
you for your attention.
questions and the reflections if participants do have any, or else we would request to Honorable Chairperson. Anyone who has any questions? Not wasting much of time, I would request the Honorable Chairperson to reflect on the paper and provide the guidance, please.
Thank you, Vinny Sebastian. You have given a very lucid presentation. I am very happy that you are very honest in your findings. You didn't try to boost up the results in favor of online teaching. It is a hard fact that it is not working, at least for mathematics. Another problem is you can train the teachers online to behave online. But how will you teach kids to behave online in online way? That serves another paradox. So the best thing is we make all our presentation, I mean, in online teaching, totally student friendly. If it is easy for student to approach it, he won't mind it. See, even in a regular class, it is difficult to call the attention of all the students. You can imagine when they are at home, very free, they can easily ignore everything what you are doing. So make it very, very interesting, very, very approachable. Anyway, teachers are doing their best. Still, they need some training. I agree with you. And such kind of research is more required now. But again, in your presentation also, lots of things written and we can't read everything. But anyway, I'm very happy that your findings are very done faithfully with no exaggeration anywhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words.
One more thing I have to say. In that one problem was discussed about eye problem, eye straining
Yes.
problem. Well, that is that is a stupid problem, because when a child can sit for 6 hours for watching 2 cinema movies, why can't he do it? So that is not a genuine problem. So I don't care for that problem. Anyway, thank you. No, मैं पीता नहीं. गरम पानी मिला तो पीऊंगा. आराम से पहले पानी का पी लो आराम से. गुनगुना पानी से पी लेंगे.
We can move to the third presentation of the session, and that is by Anil Kumar ji. Anil Kumar ji is here. Kindly share your screen. We start the presentation. Please keep in view the guidelines provided by Honorable Chairperson about your presentation. Please.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected Professor Subramaniam, Professor Chauhan, and Dr. Rasmi. Good afternoon to one and all. Myself, Dr. Anil Kumar Tevatia, working as a principal in one of the teacher training institute in Delhi, namely DIET, CRT. Can I present my screen?
Yes, please present.
Okay, my topic is Monster Math, a product of mathematical anxiety. As Professor Chauhan and Professor Subramaniam is focusing why students feel difficulty in mathematics and what may be the role of teachers. In the modern world, all individual must have sufficient mathematical skill. The learning of mathematics is considered a complicated endeavor and challenging. The lack of sufficient mathematical skill in any individual may lead him to uncomfortable and difficult situation. This is true. And the main reason for the mathematical anxiety, as I found in my paper, the use of punishment and lack of mathematical spaces in schools and low to zero expectation from a student artificially created walls of difficulty in mathematics and lack of mathematics teacher effort to make math easy. And now I would like to elaborate my paper in further. The objectives of my paper was explore the idea of mathematical anxiety. What does mathematical anxiety mean in the context of Delhi especially, and to find out the reason behind mathematical anxiety, and the last one, to find out the main remedies to improve the situation. Method I adopted, sample population for this current study consisted of 149 students, basically elementary student from class 2 to class 8. From Delhi government schools, all these students are from elementary classes and are in the age group of 7 to 40. Some of the in-service as well as pre-service teachers who are studying in DIET were also interviewed on some particular points. The present paper primary data collection sources include surveys and online interview, especially using mobile and sometimes live platform as we are using right now. A questionnaire was used to collect data. The questionnaire include questions on mathematical anxiety and the possible reason behind this anxiety. Some open-end questions were also asked from all the sample participants. The data collected was both qualitative as well as quantitative. Percentage were used for keeping the number simple. The data was analyzed and synthesized for making all possible relations. The methodology of the study we used. If I would like to talk about the result and discussions, this is important part, and I would like to focus especially on result as instruction given by our chair. Math phobia is widespread among all children, especially at elementary level. But we found mathematical anxiety is different at different level. I found not same anxiety at all the levels. I would like to more elaborate. Mathematical anxiety, as I found, different and different level. I categorize the all levels in 3 domains. One domain, class 3 or below, second one, class 4 to 5, and third one, upper primary, from class 6 to 8. And in the terms of class 3 or below, the children of class 3 or below are happy at home, because I surveyed during Corona pandemic time. They do not miss school because they have adapted to this novel situation. And some students are enjoying more. The interview with them make us aware of their memories with the school. When we talk about them, the beautiful things, then they miss about schools now. All of them said, my miss or master. It is very important thing. They miss their teachers, not schools, most than anyone else. When we ask about what are the things that they did not like when they were in school, they said the scolding of my teachers, bullying by peers, and mismanagement during midday meal distribution. None of students said something remarkable about teaching and learning of mathematics, especially. It is very important point. When I asked them about mathematics and why do you like it, many students said it is easy and I love my teacher, how she or he dressed, how she spoke, and how she looked at us. Kids are saying this. And if I talk about favorite subject, so interestingly, approximately 33% students favored mathematics, and mathematics is on top from this group up to class 3. If I would like to shift on class 4 and 5, the student of class 4 and 5 are free-minded and enjoying at home. They are missing schools more than their younger counterpart. They are missing school prayers and school plays with peers. They are missing the school classes and daily interaction with peers. Our primary focus on children mathematics attitude. So I quickly jumping to the focused area without wasting much time. When I talk about math with them, they were not uneasy. Unlike the upper grade student, they are comfortable in sharing the feel about mathematics. I asked, does you math teacher use any kind of punishment? Any kind of punishment? So 82% student respond yes. Teacher give punishment in shouting or dantna in some way, some hands down, hands up, like punishment. Any punishment and fear take away the central part of memory, which would have been otherwise available for mathematics, and make it difficult for them to comprehend the concept. Punishment and its justification can be considered as a reason for mathematical anxiety among kids. If I would like to talk about from class 6 to 8, I ask simply, do you like math? Was the first question from the kids at this level, because I was keenly interested in this particular part. A little girl said, how can someone like math? It is completely boring, frustrating, and useless. I don't find a way to even think of it. I had to study it because I can leave it. A 6th grader student, I'm afraid of my math teacher. A 8th class student says, as you read on the screen, the memorization of mathematical formula and theories are very difficult. We had no clue about how they are made and developing. This is evidence on the type of teaching methodology which is being used by school and teachers. The lack of mathematics laboratory and other mathematical material in school make it more difficult for kids to the math and learn by doing. The main reason for math phobia, as shared by student, summarized. I ask, why do you afraid of math? Highest number, 90% student respond, I find it difficult. All questions asked, and some student yes or no. If I put my question in that way, it has many chapter and exercise, more syllabus, 78% student yes. And I do not find it interesting, 86% student yes. Or 60% interestingly say there is no logic, we have to memorize it. But it comes from the teaching and pedagogical part. Now, mathematics phobia, pre-service teachers also find it in kids. I also talk to pre-service teacher training in DLR, in DIET. So students say, teacher training say, basically, we must shift 5 E's approach and focus on joyful activity. Otherwise, the fear of mathematics will never vanish from the student mind. Teachers and mathematical anxiety. Teachers say, in-service teachers say, the math curriculum may be reduced for below average student. Teachers should use teaching and learning material until students are competent in dealing with concept abstractly. He should have high and realistic expectation for kids to learn math, and a space for math or mathematical laboratory can be established in schools. So these are the conclusions. That mathematics phobia is not a separate thing. It has numerous causes behind this and has various effects. However, the good news is that we can provide a remedy to improve the situation. We can regress anxiety removal program as the training level, not at the student level. Attitude of the teachers and belief system is more important. If teacher thought that every child can learn, it is clear that every child will learn, but it all depends on our belief system. Thanks from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for completing your presentation within time frame. And now I would like to ask the questions for asking questions, please.
सर आपका म्यूट है, सुब्रमण्यम सर आपका माइक म्यूट है. Please unmute yourself.
उनको पहले पहले बाकी लोग बोल दें फिर मैं बोलूंगा।
Okay,
पहले बाकी
okay,
लोग कुछ बोल दें। हाँ
okay.
So since there is no other question raised, so I would request co-chair to kindly show their reflection, please.
हाँ, अनिल जी आपको बधाई, आपने एक बहुत ही रेलेवेंट, ऑल टाइम रेलेवेंट आई शुड से मैथमेटिक्स एंजाइटी टॉपिक को फोरम में सामने लाए हैं और एक रिसर्च बेस है। आपने फाइंडिंग जो है इसकी आप यू आर ट्राइंग टू फाइंड द सॉल्यूशन इन टीचर्स ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम। दिस इज हाउ यू हैव कंक्लूडेड कि बच्चों की जो एंजाइटी है उसको कम करने का तरीका है कि टीचर्स में हम उनके एटीट्यूड, उनके बिलीफ सिस्टम को अलग करें। लेकिन बहुत सारी रिसर्च स्टडीज ऐसी भी हैं जो ये बताती हैं कि नो मैटर टीचर्स का स्टाइल, उनकी पेडागोजी कितनी अच्छी होने के बाद में भी कक्षा के सभी बच्चे जॉयफुल तरीके से नहीं सीख पाते हैं। तो वो उसका कोई सॉल्यूशन यदि आप के माइंड में कुछ है या आप रिसर्च बेस्ड कुछ बता सकें।
मैम वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन यू हैव रेज्ड। बेसिकली मैम हमने देखा, हमने अपने ट्रेनिंग से पूछा, क्योंकि वो जैसे स्कूल एक्सपीरियंस प्रोग्राम में जाते हैं और हम भी ऑब्जर्वेशन पे जाते हैं, जब उनके लेसन सुपरविजन पे जाते हैं, तो मैम ये इसका डेटा है हमारे पास। इसी दौरान हमने ये भी देखा कि बेसिकली जो किड्स होते हैं और स्पेशली एलिमेंट्री लेवल तक, वो पहले टीचर को एक्सेप्ट करते हैं एज ए होल, टीचर को एक्सेप्ट करते हैं। यदि उन्होंने टीचर को एक्सेप्ट किया तो फिर वो उसकी पेडागोगी को भी करते हैं। है क्या कि मैथमेटिक्स टीचर कहीं ना कहीं इस उसके साथ होता है कि शायद मैं कुछ स्पेशल हूं, तो उस कहीं ना कहीं, मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि सबके साथ होता है। तो जो टीचर बच्चों के साथ कनेक्ट हो जाता है, अभी मैथमेटिक्स शुरू नहीं हुआ, जो कनेक्ट एस्टेब्लिश कर लेता है, तो फिर टीचिंग लर्निंग प्रोसेस जो होता है, तो बच्चे की लर्निंग, जैसे कार्यक्रम चल रहे हैं मेंटर टीचर, तो वो मैम हमने मतलब फील्ड पे देखा है।
Thank you. I think now we would request honorable chairperson to reflect on the paper, please.
थैंक यू। अनिल साहब, सबसे पहले तो बधाई हो, आपने टाइम पे खत्म किया है। ये इसलिए कर पाए आप क्योंकि आपने ज्यादा उसमें विजुअल दिखाया नहीं। ठीक है। अच्छा, एक बात मेरी बात गले उतरती नहीं है, वो ये है कि आपने इंटरव्यू किया स्टूडेंट्स का, ऑनलाइन किया ना, स्टूडेंट्स का ऑनलाइन किया, और उनसे पूछा कि आप क्यों कंफ्यूज हैं, आपका एंग्जाइटी क्यों है। तो ये बात में जमी नहीं मेरे को, क्योंकि जो खुद कंफ्यूज है वो कैसे बताएगा क्यों कंफ्यूज है। कोई बता नहीं सकता। मतलब जो डिप्रेशन में है, ये कैन नॉट टेल व्हाई इज डिप्रेस्ड और आई वांट टू डिप्रेस्ड। ये तो उनके टीचर बताएंगे, या उनका अचीवमेंट बताएगा, या उनका परफॉर्मेंस बताएगा। कोई व्यक्ति खुद करने से बता कि क्यों कंफ्यूज हो, खासकर बच्चा हो तो बड़ा बता सकता हो। अच्छा, दूसरी बात ये है, आपने कहा स्टूडेंट्स डिड नॉट कंप्लेन अबाउट मैथ्स, इट इज 33.3%। और खुश भी इससे, आप ये क्या समझ में नहीं आया, हाउ 33% इज गुड रिजल्ट। 33% जो है, ये जो है बहुत ही हाई स्कोर तो है नहीं है। ये कैसे अच्छी बात हुई, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया। ये एक मिनट रुकिए, ये बाद में जवाब देना मुझे, ये पॉइंट है। अच्छा, और एक बात, मेरे ख्याल से there is some statistical mistake in that। आपको गड़बड़ क्या हो गया है, आपको कंपेयर करना था स्टूडेंट्स क्या डिफरेंट लेवल में, उनमें कितने लोग, ये आपने शायद कंपेयर किया है कि और सब्जेक्ट से कंपेयर कर दिया, ये स्टैटिस्टिकल मिस्टेक हो गई शायद। एनीवे, अच्छा एक और बात, मैथमेटिक्स का सिलेबस करिकुलम कम होना चाहिए, इससे मैं टोटली खिलाफ हूं। ये वही बात हुई कि मान लो आप कटिंग करने गए यार, कटिंग सैलून में, मान लो कटिंग का खर्चा मान 30 रुपए का या 40 रुपए का है, आपके जींस से 15 रुपए हैं, तो आपने कह दिया अच्छा एक तरफ काट दो, दूसरे मत काटना। ये सॉल्यूशन हो सकता है क्या कटिंग में? वही बात यहाँ हो रही है, करिकुलम रिड्यूस करने से कोई कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं बदल सकता है ना। ये जरा ख्याल रखिए, सभी कह रहा हूं, आपके लिए कह रहा हूं मैं, ये बड़ा रॉन्ग कॉन्सेप्ट है। करिकुलम जो भी है, जितना पढ़ा रहे हैं उसको ठीक से ट्रांसलेट करना, ये हमारा काम है। हम काटते जाएं, फिर क्या होगा, अब लॉगरिथम काट दिया तो फिजिक्स में प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, कहीं और प्रॉब्लम। मैथमेटिक्स एक सीक्वेंशियल सब्जेक्ट है, कहीं से कुछ कट देंगे ना, आगे जाके इफेक्ट करेगा वो। तो अभी वैसे ही कम है। यदि हम कंपेयर करें हमारा सिलेबस फॉरेन के जो ए लेवल सिलेबस से बहुत ज्यादा कम है। अब और कम करने की गुंजाइश नहीं है यहाँ पे। खैर, एक और बात, मैथमेटिक्स लैब मेक्स मैथमेटिक्स इजी। इससे बड़ा धोखा कोई नहीं हो सकता। Mathematics lab can make mathematics interesting. I can understand. Maybe make it joyful. I can understand. Make it easy. Actually, nobody can make mathematics easy. चाहे यहाँ हो तो फॉरेन में हो। मैथमेटिक्स के कुछ पार्ट इजी होते हैं, कुछ पार्ट डिफिकल्ट होते हैं, ये फैक्ट है। ठीक है। ऑफ कोर्स फॉर्चुनेटली हमारे स्कूल लेवल की मैथमेटिक्स डिफिकल्ट नहीं उतनी जितनी लोग कह समझते हैं, पर मैथमेटिक्स कैन नॉट बी मेड इजी। ऐसा है ना कि जैसे आपकी उम्र कितनी है अभी? उम्र कितनी है आपकी? उम्र कितनी है आपकी? 50। ठीक है, अभी आप हैंडसम लग रहे हैं बहुत, पर मेरी उम्र 71 हो गई है। मैं तो बुढ़ा हो गया हूं। अब ऐसी कोई दवा नहीं होगी दुनिया में जो मुझे यंग बना दे। हाँ, ये हो सकता है कोई मेकअप मैन आके मेरा चेहरा ऐसा बना दे कि एक एंगल से मैं देखने लगूं। यंग दिखना और यंग हो जाना अंतर है, क्योंकि मेरी डेट ऑफ बर्थ जो है ना 1950 जो है ना, वो बदल नहीं सकती, कभी नहीं बदल सकती। तो मैथमेटिक्स को इजी नहीं करना हमको, मैथमेटिक्स लर्निंग को इजी करना है।
Yes.
मैथमेटिक्स कैन बी मेड इजी। तो ये जरा गलत दवा है। एनीवे, मैं बड़ी क्रिटिकल। ओके, थैंक यू। अब आप कुछ कहना चाहते हैं?
सर थैंक यू वेरी मच। सबसे पहले
आप कुछ उसमें जवाब दे रहे थे ना, जवाब दीजिए वाला।
नहीं सर, आपने ध्यान दिलाया तो थैंक यू वेरी मच। सर मैं जैसे पीछे से शुरू करता हूँ। एक तो सर जैसे टीचर्स ने कहा कि सिलेबस कम कर दो, करिकुलम थोड़ा कट कर दो, तो सर ये टीचर्स ने कहा, मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि हम उसको रिकमेंड नहीं कर रहे हैं, टीचर्स ने ऐसा बोला कि भाई ये कम
मैं
कर दिया
आपको
जाए।
दोष नहीं दे रहा हूँ, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि जो ही कह रहा है वो गलत है।
राइट सर, राइट, एग्री एग्री सर। क्योंकि सर मैंने आपको जब जब सुना है, ऐसा नहीं पहली बार सुन रहा हूँ, बहुत बार तो मेरी लर्निंग बहुत हुई है, ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग।
थैंक यू।
और सर दूसरा ये है, ये आपका बिल्कुल वैलिड पॉइंट है, इसको मैं ग्रामेटिकल भी कह सकता हूँ कि मैथ्स को जॉयफुल बना सकते हैं हम, इंटरेस्टिंग बना सकते हैं, इजी नहीं बना सकते। और मैथमेटिक्स जो है वो स्पाइरल अप्रोच है, तो मैथमेटिक्स में से आप कुछ ऐसे नहीं काट सकते। मान लो लैंग्वेज में आपने एक पोइट को नहीं पढ़ा तो काम चल जाएगा, लेकिन मैथमेटिक्स में यदि कोई कॉन्सेप्ट बीच में छूट गया तो दूसरा भी छूटेगा, क्योंकि ये स्पाइरल जो है वो अप्रोच है। तो सर मैं निश्चित रूप से केटर करूंगा ये पॉइंट आपके जो आए हैं, आई विल कीप इन माइंड सर।
थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
Now I would like to invite the next author, Madam Anushka Joshi, for her topic, Mathematics Learning Issues and Concerns, Anxiety in Mathematical Learning. Madam Anushka Joshi, please. Please start कीजिए। Anushka ji, I think you are not audible.
हाँ जी, आवाज नहीं आ रही अनुष्का जी की।
Your time is running. Kindly do the needful, please.
चौहान जी, हम नेक्स्ट प्रेजेंटर को ले सकते हैं क्या, जब तक मैडम रेडी कर रही हैं?
Yes, if you are not prepared, I think we can call the next participant. Shall we call the next one?
Am I audible?
Yeah. You are audible now, please.
I'm audible now. Okay, I'm starting.
Okay, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm Anushka Joshi, a student of BSc BS first year RI Ajmer, and I am here. I'm very grateful to be part of this conference. So today I'm here to discuss the common issues students face and how to cure the anxiety they are facing. So with maths, there is a lot of pressure from parents to score well because it is considered a very important subject. So students develop the fear of criticism. Oh, if I'm not able to do well, they just start feeling alone in the process, which causes them to lose the confidence. And then they develop this belief that, oh, I'm naturally bad at the subject, which is totally false. So how can we cure this? So the first method is that we should increase the comfort level of the students with the subject because their scores don't define their worth and always there is a scope of improvement. It's totally perfect to not get 100 out of 100. 90 out of 100 is good enough. And we need to treat math like a normal subject. Nowadays, it is like, oh, if you are not getting 100, you are useless. But this is totally false because when we put expectations on a child, he eventually believes that, oh, if I'm not able to do this, then what will happen? So we need to make the student comfortable with the subject so that they can shine up to their fullest potential. Now, today's students are all about the scores, but they miss the important concepts. When they miss the important concepts, automatically they are not able to solve questions, which decreases their confidence. If they have clear understanding of concepts, so they will have better confidence and therefore lesser anxiety. Now, if we say be creative, so we always think of artists and painters, but you need to be creative with maths also. Problem solving is only possible if we are creative, and that is the I think that is a very important part of mathematics, and we need to encourage our children to think out of the box because children know the formula, they know the definitions, but what will help them solve the problem? Their creativity, the way they think. And we need to encourage children to think of the ideas other than what they are mentioning in the textbook. Moreover, the students are totally afraid of comparisons. If my friend is better than me, what will happen? What my parents will say? What the teachers will say? So we need to stop the comparisons. Our only competition is be ourselves. The practices we can follow is to stop making children solve questions on board and not announce their marks in front of the whole class because they will get embarrassed and then self-conscious, which can reinforce anxiety. And then each and every time when the student will try to study math, he or she will remember all the moments they had when they were scolded or they feel so good and they will eventually run away from the subject. One more method that we can use that we all have tests in school. So we can group the same level of students so that when they study together, they will realize, oh, I'm not the only one, and my friends are also facing that the same issue. So they will open up more and express what they are facing, which is very important. Now, we all know that with hard work and consistency, everything is possible. Even a child who believes he can't do it, still he has the potential. But it is our duty to focus on where they are excelling. If we focus on where they are doing well, they will recognize more of the positive emotions around the subject, and ultimately this will significantly reduce their anxiety. And when it comes to exams, they are the best tools to boost the anxiety of a person. And along with the anxiety, exams bring stress too. So one thing we can teach our students are the breathing techniques. These are amazing techniques to reduce stress and enhance clear thinking. And one of the most important lessons I learned while giving my exams, how do I deal with the stress and anxiety? Because if I give in to that anxiety, I will definitely fail. But if I deal with it in a beautiful way, I can do better. So these breathing techniques can really help students calm their anxiety, sit at a place, commit to math, and do well. Some students develop this belief system. Suppose they didn't did well once in a test. So they develop that, oh, I am naturally bad at this. Then they start avoiding the subject. Again, they will perform poorly, and then that belief system gets this dose of, oh, I will never be good enough, I'll never be good enough. But then they stop believing in themselves. And if they don't believe in themselves, will they try again? No, they will never try again. So we need to, and changing belief system is not very easy. It is very hard for a person to change his or her belief. But if we push our students to change it, to believe in themselves, they can surely do it. And my last method is encouraging expression, and I think this is the most important tool we can use for conquering anxiety. For example, whenever a teacher used to come in a class and she was angry for some reason, so all the students used to be afraid, oh, today we have to keep quiet. But if a teacher comes with all the positive emotions around math, automatically the children will feel comfortable and they will start interacting and expressing themselves. Teachers, moreover, can share their personal struggles and how they dealt with the struggles, overcame it, and today are amazing human beings. And another way, students ask the students to write all their worries related with math, and when they will write those worries, they will within a few days they will definitely realize that most of the fears are baseless. After tests and exams, teachers can use feedback forms where students can indicate their level of anxiety, how much confidence were they confident or not, how much difficult was the test. This way, teachers can really understand what the students are facing at a unique level and at a general level. Organize discussions among students. When they will interact with each other, teachers will understand, oh, what the students really need, and then we can provide for it. And my conclusion is, as anxiety is an emotional issue, it is very complex. And both students and teachers need to work together to battle it out. Teachers have to constantly push students to express themselves, what they are facing. Ask them, what do you need? And students have to accept that support of teachers. And we can surely conquer anxiety. Thank you so much for your patience.
Anushka ji, I would like to congratulate you for 2 points. First, that though you started late, still you were on time. And secondly, you are a student of BSc B.Ed and you are presenting the paper. So that is really very nice from the students. And I think most of the points which you shared were your experience. So I would like to invite the questions, please.
I would simply say, well done, Anushka. You have tried to jot down your experiences and could dare to present your paper in the national forum. So keep it up, and next time we would like to see you with some concrete research, at least a very small one, the action research kind. Thank you. I think we can request Professor Subramaniam sir to reflect on the paper.
Thank you. At the outset, I must say I am thrilled to see a child of BSc B.Ed Part 1 to dare to present a paper in a spectrum of big people. And she has done it very well, without hesitation. And this gives another boost to my belief that mathematics cannot be difficult. Here, a child of BSc B.Ed Patton, hardly 18 years old, he can dare to come to the big conference to attend read a paper. It's also how mathematics is powerful. Anyway, Anushka, there are 2 points where I am in disagreement with you. Otherwise, yours was wonderful presentation. You said, do not call the student to the blackboard. Well, in my teaching, 90% of the time I call my student to the blackboard, and my experience is they feel elevated. See, the anxiety develops once you say, tomorrow I'm going to call you in the blackboard, then there may be anxiety. But without any pre-notice, you ask someone a question. The question is answered correctly. Then you say, very good. Please explain this to the entire class. I don't think she will get anxiety. The children will feel elevated by that. So make sure the student is able to answer, then call on the blackboard. They will gladly accept it and they'll be happy about it. If you want to insult a student and then you call that is wrong. I agree with you. Some teacher may do it just to insult you. But if you want to encourage a student, so coming to the blackboard, in fact, I learned my teaching not by B.Ed. I never learned in any B.Ed. I learned because my teachers called me on blackboard from very childhood. And that helped me very well to become a good teacher. So anyway, so that's not a point which I agree with you. Second, don't announce the marks in front of others. This again, I'm not agreeing. What is your interest? You want to make our kids, always fearing or daring? First, to let them learn how to face the situation, reality. Okay, if they score less marks, okay, let it know. How can you conceal it? Concealing a mistake is also a crime. Unless you realize, yes, I got less marks this time, next time I take a challenge, I'll take more marks. So this is the spirit we require. So in 2 points, I am in disagreement. Otherwise, yours was the best, excellent presentation. Thank you very much and keep it up.
So the next presentation in the row is Ratna Rajji for a title Socio-economic and Psychological Barriers in Mathematics Learning and Interventions. Ratna Rajji, please.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I am Ratna Raj from BSc B.Ed RI Bhopal, recently passed out. My topic is factors affecting mathematics learning at school level. So the objectives of my study were to identify socioeconomic and psychological barriers and to compare some previous findings with findings from some of the received data in this study. Also to identify and suggest solutions to overcome the socioeconomic and psychological barriers in mathematics learning. So the procedure I used was of survey where I asked 26 questions. Some were to be answered on a scale and some optional ones were to be answered in short paragraphs. The tool I used was of Google Forms and the target group was of school students and some individuals who have passed school around 5-6 years ago. So the distribution of survey was done digitally through emails. Okay, and the gender demographic of this study was as follows, that there were 38.3% male participants and 61.7% female participants. The psychological factors that I considered were mathematics anxiety, motivation for learning mathematics, comfort with self-learning mathematics, and self-esteem.
Excuse me, Ratna.
Yes,
I
ma'am?
think your slides are not moving. I don't think it's for me or for others or all. You are stuck on the main slide only on which you have written your topic.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay. So I have reached this slide. Mathematics anxiety has been defined by Tobias and Westbroad as the panic, helplessness, and mental disorganization that arises among some people when they are required to solve a mathematical problem. Now, this is a scary thing for students, and only 44.7% participants were sure that they did not feel mathematics anxiety. Students who surely had mathematics anxiety scored less than average on mathematics tests at school. And a similar conclusion was drawn by Dr. Suman Chandrakundu and Dr. Susant in a research paper as follows. Motivation for learning mathematics. Motivation is the process that initiates and guides us to a action oriented goal, and motivation involves the emotional, social, and cognitive forces that activate behavior. Only 53.2% of all participants from the survey felt this motivation and also scored average or above in mathematics tests. Self learning. As per Malcolm Knowles, self learning is defined as a process by which individuals take the initiative with or without the assistance of others in diagnosing their learning needs, formulating.
You may please leave the theory part and focus on your research finding and
Okay.
your work.
Okay, ma'am. So, out of all the participants who answered the question regarding what impacts their mathematics learning, most stated that lack of practice had a negative impact and self learning had a highly positive impact. So, this clearly shows that more than 50% participants wish to learn and explore mathematics at their own pace, though they need some guidance. And here is the self esteem. What does it mean? And higher self esteem also leads to better learning. Most students rated their self esteem as 3 out of 5, which means they were neutral about their self concept. However, 31% of all had positive view. These 31% students did well at school too. Hence, we can see a direct relation between self esteem and learning. Then I considered some socio-economic factors like locality, educational qualification of parents, family income, and peer group. So, as per my study, there was no significant relation observed between locality and mathematics learning, as there were varied results from each locality. Educational qualification of parents. The higher the educational qualification of parents, higher was the individual's mathematics scores at school. A similar conclusion was drawn by Dr. Asit Kodipli. Also, around 55% of all students stated that mathematics was one of the main subjects in their parents' education. These participants scored average or above in the mathematics tests at school. This shows that parents with mathematics as a main subject in their own education encourage and help their children to do well in the mathematics tests. Okay, and this was another finding that the students with lower family income had lower scores too. Though this can be changed with equal opportunities for everyone. And a similar conclusion was also drawn from Dr. Han Elvi. Now, peer group. When participants were asked about what affects their mathematics learning, most of them stated that unnecessary disturbances by friends in classroom disturbed them, while they tried to mentally process out solutions of mathematical problems. As seen here, 63.8% of participants felt that their friends were good at mathematics. Therefore, not only interest of peer group matters, but also the support and kindness that they have to offer. Another interesting result shows that only 8.5% participants did not enjoy mathematics. However, the rest, irrespective of whether they computed the exact correct answers or not, enjoyed mathematics. This is why it can be said that with some small and continuous efforts, the current scenario can be improved further. So, the way ahead. Many students are not even aware of mathematics anxiety. Awareness and support can help them know themselves and deal with this through practice. Low self-esteem also causes difficulties. Counseling and interactive classrooms can encourage them to find respect and improve their own worth. Many students feel that the pace at which mathematics is taught currently does not match with their own. And if more scope of self-learning is made available, they can improve problem-solving abilities. Challenging questions can help students to engage and learn by themselves with motivation. So counseling sessions can help them. And as far as peer group is concerned, through these counseling sessions, we can develop individuals who are ready to help their peers and excel at learning not only mathematics but other things also. As far as family income is concerned, some subsidies and equal opportunities can help, and interactive teaching can help the students who have parents with lower educational qualifications, and some challenging questions can help them. Also, out of the box thinking. This means that some concepts which are not in the syllabus, they should also be introduced to the students so that they ignite the minds of these young students and they can learn for themselves. So the conclusion is that acceptance of diverse socioeconomic and psychological statuses while providing suitable opportunities and support can work wonders, and making maths learning a fun experience rather than a scary one should be priority. So this can be done by introducing some activities. Drawbacks of this study were that it was a very small sample size that I could arrange, only around 50 students, and the average marks and grades were considered the only parameter of better mathematics learning, and lesser variation of individuals were there as most participants were from same school. So these were the references that I used, and thank you.
So congratulations, and you are also completed your presentation within the time frame. And we have got two back-to-back presentations from the students. And what Madam Rashmi Sharma was expecting to have research element in the previous presentation, we had that element because the student which just now presented had completed her BSc B.Ed. So we can see the input of the education. Congratulations, Ratnaraji. And now we invite for questions.
So Ratna, congratulations. It's nice to see you here as a paper presenter in this national forum. And big congratulations to coordinator Dr. Garg and Dr. Thomas also, that they are providing opportunities to students as well. And of course, it's a good paper. It has a, as per your capabilities and your studies, it has a good research elements also. I have two things to say. Since you have presented very well, very small suggestion for your presentation, you can use this FI presentation mode for your slides. That would have been better. I mean, we could have seen it properly. Somewhere you have talked about the parents' income and this relationship with the students' score. So I don't know how come you could get this conclusion from your research, but I really personally do not agree with it, and there are sufficient research evidences. Those shows that parents' income is not directly proportional. I mean, it does not have a kind of relationship with the score of the students. And second, we have talked about the qualification also. The relationship of the parents' qualification with the students' score. So of course, it may work at some places, sometime, but it is also not true in all the cases. So that's what my apprehension in order to be agreement with your conclusions. And that's it for now. Thank you and congratulations for presentation in this forum. I wish respected sir would reflect on the paper.
Okay, thank you. Nobody else is there? Anyway, again, I'm happy that there's a good start that even students are taking part in this kind of thing. Now, at some place, you, I think, quoted somebody's research, not your own, that parents' education has an effect on, they play a role.
Yes, sir.
I don't agree with this. The biggest example is Ramanujan. Ramanujan's parents were not at all educated, highly educated, but he became a genius. Most of the people who are now in their 50s, their parents were not very highly qualified. Maybe present generation may have qualified parents. See, it has nothing to do with that. Secondly, income of parents also has nothing to, no bearing on one's learning capacity. It can become a hurdle for getting some books or notebooks, but it cannot stop you learning mathematics or any subject for that matter. So I don't know in what situation they have found it. And one more thing, somewhere you said your sample size is too small.
Yes, sir.
I don't know whether you studied mathematics. You are a math student or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you learned some statistics?
Little bit.
But you should learn some more statistics. There are some statistical tools available for some small samples, like t-distribution. Okay. So don't say small is always bad. There are different techniques. For small sample, there are other techniques to use in statistics. So learn some more statistics. Don't blame yourself for taking small is enough. Small is not always bad. You require appropriate tools of statistics to use it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So, Madam Vaishali Balasaheb Bhamre is the next presentation with her title Anxiety in Mathematics Learning. So, Vaishali Madam, please.
Yes, sir. I share my screen.
Please, please.
स्क्रीन दिख रही है आपको?
Yes,
Hello?
your screen is visible. Please proceed.
बस आप प्रेजेंटेशन मोड पे कर दीजिए इसको मैडम. F5 की को प्रेस करेंगे F5 को तो ये प्रेजेंटेशन पे आ जाएगा.
Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, it's fine. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. I am Vaishali Bhamre from Nashik, Maharashtra. My topic of the paper is anxiety in mathematics learning. Teachers always strive for all-round development of students. Students in general are scared of mathematics. This anxiety makes them nervous about the subject, which results in less marks and again the fear increases. So we use different styles and apps, various tricks for concept clarity and mathematical games competition to engage students in mathematics class. These initiatives result in reducing anxiety of mathematics among students.
Objective of my initiative to track non-HOS in mathematics in my class.
Madam, you are not audible, madam. Madam, you are not audible. Are you listening, please?
मैडम वैशाली सुन पा रही हैं? वैशाली मैडम, शायद नेटवर्क का इशू है चौहान जी उस साइड, तो
जी मैडम, कनेक्शन टूट गया मैडम जी.
जी जी जी.
So if you permit, can we call the next presenter?
हाँ, मैं सोचती हूँ हम with the permission of chairperson we can move to the next presenter.
Okay, madam. So since due to the loss in the connectivity of Vaishali ji, I would like to call the last but not the least presenter, that is Munendra Kumar Mazumdar, for his topic of an analysis of errors and misconceptions in the mathematics of class 10th students.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Hello.
Hello. Excuse me, sir. Sir, I too
Yep.
have the presentation. Ranjini Ravindran.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please proceed, madam.
नहीं, मैम would be the last one. अभी आपने जिनको कहा है मुनिंद्र जी पहले प्रेजेंट कर दें.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
I will wait, ma'am. I will wait.
Yeah, sure. After Munindra ji, your presentation, ma'am.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I am Munindra Mazumdar from Guwahati. I am working in Maria Public School as a mathematics teacher. Okay. So my topic is an analysis of error and misconception in mathematics of class 10 students. So what is the misconception actually? Misconception and error. So I point out that the two important points for the misconception and errors. Number one, errors and misconception both are not just careless mistake, it is also lack of previous learning. And secondly, mistakes are made unconsciously, whereas misconceptions are committed because students think they are correct. So I studied in the half-yearly examination of class 10 mathematics paper in my school, Maria's Public School. There are 200 students in the last year. Actually, this is the last year half-yearly examination. I found 5 types of errors. Number 1, incomplete answer. Number 2, misuse data. Number 3, technical errors. Number 4, error and misconception of previously learned material. And number 5, destroyed definition. So number 1 is the incomplete answer. So basically, see the incomplete answers, the half part is done and half part is not done. Basically, for example, this is the student's paper. Actually, I scan it. This is the student's paper answer script. So these are the HCF of 45 and 27. Find x and y satisfying this linear equation. So basically, students find the HCF of 45 and 27, but they don't know how they relate the Euclid division lemma to find the value of x and y. So that means that the definition of LCM HCF is clear, but the Euclid division lemma is not clear. So the solution is incomplete. And the second one you see, the second one is a very simple question. -1 is the zeros of the polynomial of 2x squared plus x plus k. Find the value of k. So if the put the value of x in this polynomial, then automatically we will get the value of k. So in this case, I think in these students, they are the integers part actually not clear, I think, because of -1 into -1 is a +1, +1 into -1 is a -1. So there is a lack of previous knowledge actually. So therefore the answer is incomplete. So second one is misuse data. Misuse data. The question is given is another one, but they use the another one. So misuse data. That means the concentration, lack of concentration. See, in this question, the frequency is given. The frequency is given, but they write the given another different frequencies. So that means that they are not concentrated with the questions. So this is also lack of concentration, I think so. And fourth example is the zeros of the polynomial of x square minus 3x plus 2. Then find the polynomial whose zeros are given. Then zeros are given. You find a polynomial whose zeros are given. So there are again misconception is there. They don't know how can they form the polynomial if the zeros are given. So that means that in this case that their conception is not clear. And third type is technical error. So sum of the three angles is 180 degree, but it is in these students write a plus b plus c is empty. So that means this is the actually previous knowledge. The 4-5 students know what is the sum of the three angles actually. But in this class 10 students, their previous knowledge is not clear. So the solution is absolutely wrong. And fourth one is error and misconception of previously learned material. I already discussed the three examples. Previous knowledge, their lack of previous knowledge actually, and in this question is actually the geometric sum. The midpoint theorem is used here. That D is the midpoint of BC. Then what about BC? And E is also the midpoint of AB. And how can we express the BE in terms of AB? So I think in this case, the previous knowledge is not clear. The midpoint. How can find the midpoints? Midpoint of this line. And the number 5, the destroyed definition. Destroyed definition means I mean that destroyed definition. That means the definition is not clear. Just write the theorem, but the theorem is not clear. Definition is not clear. So from these five errors, I conclude in this analysis. The result of this analysis gave rise to two very critical questions. Are the primary and lower secondary mathematics research aware of these errors and misconceptions students have? And more importantly, are those research equipped with the knowledge and skill required to teach mathematics for understanding? This is a very important for us actually as a teacher. So this is very important for us. So secondly, in order to build a solid foundation and to prevent and correct misconception, it is important that we know these common errors and misconceptions. So mathematics education agreed that it's important for teachers to be aware of their students' ways of thinking when it comes to mathematical concepts. So this is a small finding actually. I basically analysis in this part from the half yearly last year half yearly examination in class 10. So thank you everyone for listening my paper.
Excellent presentation by Majumdar Saab through his experience.
Yes,
Now we
yes.
will invite for the questions.
I think after sir's reflection, we can move ahead. I would request Professor Subramaniam sir to reflect on the paper.
Dr. Munindra,
yeah,
I'm sorry to say that there was missing lack of clarity in your presentation. I could not even take out all the points you want to make. Secondly, there's a vast type of errors, not just these 5.
No, it is. This
There
is
are
not
first listen to me, then you answer. First, listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying, then you answer it. And these are not the 5 main points in fact, even. One more thing. Example 5, can you read, example 5? Read it. What you give example 5, I want to see. The question, I mean, you read the question. So show it to me.
Example
5. Which you said example 5. Something, it is, yeah. Show me that in picture.
ABC are interior angle of ABC. This
No,
is not
show the picture.
Yeah.
It is a picture of there. I will see it. Text of the question. Hello?
Yeah.
The 5th, example 5, which states, what is that? Let me see that. Again, let me see the picture before me.
This one.
Can you magnify it? Example reads, if A, B, C are interior angles, no. Question is, if A, B, C are interior angles, show that. What to show, it is not clear written there. So it is incomplete question.
Yes, the question is.
No, I should know. Unless, how can I analyze that? How can I see it is wrong, right, wrong? The question is, nothing is asked. ABC is interior angles of ABC. Show that what to show? Nothing is written there. Only solution is there. The question is incomplete.
This is photo, na? This is actually.
No. See, you are presenting something. Don't give excuses. That is not correct.
Yeah.
The question should be complete, whatever be the reason. Otherwise, it makes no sense of any. I won't read anything extra unless the question complete. I won't read the solution. Anyway, okay. Next, be careful. Next thing, there is one mistake error you are committing regularly. Most of the teachers do it. You say into for multiplication. It is wrong. Please correct yourself. Into means division. It's not multiplication. A into B means B upon A. It's not multiplication. It is English mistake. So please, being a teacher, especially when you are analyzing errors, be careful. Otherwise, this will go to the students also. And that will make another type of error. Teacher-generated error. It should be called teacher-generated error also. It is there. Some teachers commit mistake and students take it. That's also a type of error. Okay. So into never means multiplication. It only means division. A into B it means B upon A, not A upon B. B upon A. If you don't believe me, please consult a good dictionary. Okay, just to confirm it. Okay, because this is an error you are giving to students. They will also follow because my teacher is using it, so it's correct. So there are errors committed by teachers also. Not only this, in general, which students take for granted. So the one type of error is teacher-generated error. Is also another type of error. I add to it. Not only you, many
Thank you.
teachers do.
Yeah,
Not only in
yeah.
this case, many other cases. There are some mistakes teachers do and the students follow it. Anyway, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Chauhanji, I think Vaishali is here. So can we allow her to complete her presentation?
Yes, madam, please. Vaishali Bala Sahib may be invited. So Vaishali Bala Sahib, you are please invited and kindly.
No, she'll be last. She'll be last. First, let the that other lady should come.
Okay, all right, sir. Thank you.
She'll be last. She'll be allowed, but not now in between.
But madam, sorry, sir, to intervene. The list which is handed to me, according to that list.
No, but she missed her chance. No, for some reason. So she will come late. That's all.
No, sir. I mean to say that she is the last presenter because.
No, there is one more lady was there, no?
Sir, as per our list, everybody is finished, sir.
No, there is one more lady. Confirm with Rashmi. There is Rajani Ravindran.
Yeah,
Rajani Ravindran.
the one who was asking, sir, she is not in the list of this session.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the topic? What is the topic? Topic is?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Today morning also the WhatsApp list.
Oh,
No,
yes,
what is
sorry,
your topic? Tell me.
sorry. Yeah. Sorry. There is a mistake. Madam Ranjini Ravindran, she is in the list. She is in the list. Sorry.
So let her come here next speaker and
Yeah,
then.
Yeah, sorry, sir. Sorry. So I would invite Madam Ranjini Ravindran P for her title Mathematics Learning Issues and Concerns. Madam Ranjini Ravindran, please.
Can I present, sir? Can I present?
Yes, madam, please.
Thank you, sir. Is it visible? Is it visible, sir?
Yes, it is.
Good afternoon to one and all. Respected chair, co-chair, rapporteurs, and participants. I am Ranjini Ravindran P, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, All Saints College, Thiruvananthapuram. The topic of my presentation is Mathematics Learning Issues and Concerns from School Level to College Level. Mathematics plays an important role in developing mental ability, reasoning, thinking ability, etc. The learning of mathematics starts from very early ages. When the student joins mathematics at college level from school level, there will be a change in circumstances. This paper deals with some issues and concerns in the field of mathematics learning when a student moves from school level to college level. This is the introduction part, which deals with the necessity of learning mathematics. It affects a person's logical skill, reasoning skill, thinking ability, etc. Now we can start with some issues and concerns. First one is the emergence of electronic gadgets. Emergence of the electronic devices made changes in the mathematics learning. Mobiles, scientific calculators, etc. help the students to get answers of long problems with less thinking. This affects the thinking ability of a student, which in turn leads them to a situation in which they cannot even face small problems in life. The second one is lack of love for the subject. Many students choose mathematics for their higher education not because of their aptitude or interest in the subject. They choose mathematics because of the following reasons: to get a degree, stress from the parents side to choose mathematics, or to get some fellowship, grant, etc. Choosing a subject for the above reasons created hatred towards a subject, and so no proper teaching learning activity took place. The next one is the lack of time and lengthy syllabus. When students came from school level to college level, they have to follow a lengthy syllabus. Only a few higher education institutions give enough time to complete syllabus in convenient manner. Most of the institutions are getting at most 4 months to complete the semester. This will affect the below average students to follow the concepts. The students who completed mathematics learning in their regional languages also face difficulty to follow. Next one is the pattern of syllabus and the questions. The syllabus and question pattern are different for different higher education institutions. Some give importance to pure mathematics, while some others are giving importance to applied mathematics. But these students, when they face competitive exams like National Eligibility Test, JAM, etc., they feel difficulty due to the above reasons. Next is the use of library. Today, the use of library by the students becomes very less. In olden days, mathematics students spend their time patiently in library for solving problems. Now, the social media enabled them to share the study materials as well as the assignments. Due to this sharing, only one or two had done the problem and others will get answers by sharing and not by solving. These are some of the conclusions. Try to solve mathematical problems manually by the students. It is the students, not the parents, select the courses for them. Prepare the syllabus that has to be completed in time bound. Choose syllabus and questions suited for present as well as future studies. Maximize the use of library. Give students the freedom to choose their career. And for learning mathematics, paper and pen are well suited. And for teaching mathematics, chalk and talk are the best suited. These are some of the references, and thank you.
So, madam, you have completed your topic within time much earlier.
Yes, sir.
And again, I will ask for the questions, but if the chair permit, I would like to ask questions from my own part.
Yes, sir.
Madam, you were emphasizing more on the traditional approach. Like in the first slide itself, you emphasized to discourage the use of calculators and computers. So as far as school education is concerned, okay, it may be agreed. But as far as the higher studies is concerned, I don't know that why you are against the use of computers.
No, sir, I'm not against the use of computers. Not against it. But it reduces or it decreases the ability of the students in some way or the other.
But madam, computational mathematics is yet another aspect of the maths.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So I would like to request Professor Subramaniam Saab, the chair, to show his kind reflection, please.
Okay. Rajini, I want to ask one simple question.
Yes, yes, sir.
From your presentation, it is not clear to me, is it your opinion or it is a research study? I'm not clear about it. Be honest about it.
It's not a research study, sir.
Opinion, after update on your experience.
Yes, yes. It's
okay, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I want to be clear about it. All right. Now, the point is just about the calculator and this thing. Be happy, I'm also with your side.
Yes, sir.
See, unless calculators are allowed in examination, there's no point using it in the classroom. Because in examination, they don't allow. Then no use of doing calculation with calculator. If they allow in examination, okay, it's very good.
Yeah.
Same thing. Whatever is not examination allowed in final examination should not be a tool in, teaching. Because once they are used to calculators, they cannot do calculations. I feel personally, calculators or computers are more used by others than mathematicians. Though it was started for mathematicians, there are some calculations one should do in their head. After mental memory is also a part of learning. If it is square root of root 3, I don't do it by hand. I would like a calculator. Okay. But in the examination, you can leave it as root 3 only. So unless examination allows you to use calculator, there's no point using calculator in the classroom. This is a logical aspect. Calculator has their own, even computer has their own this thing. Teacher using technology for teaching, I agree. Computer, she uses a computer. But students, unless they are allowed in the examination, there's no point using calculator or computer in the classroom by the students. Okay. Even calculating mentally, also has some, it's an art in mathematics. There are cases when calculators cannot help, even computer cannot help. For example, my question is, what is the last 5 digits of 5 raised to power 5 raised to power 5 raised to power 5 raised to power 5 by times? No computer and calculator can help it. But a mathematician with some logic within one page can prove it, find out the.
Yes.
So even we have to emphasize on this sort of also. We should not depend on only calculator. Unless it is a tedious calculation, for example, root 17 root of 13. Of course, I would say that you should take a calculator. But wherever it is integer calculation involved, I would be happy if my students do it without calculator. Just because it's not allowed in the examination. So why in Maths Olympiad also no calculator is allowed. So many of the examination school level, calculator is not allowed at all.
Yes.
Maybe practical physics they allow. That's a different thing. But in mathematics subject, because calculator is not now meant for mathematicians, it is meant for others, applied sides. Yes, you allow examination. I'm the first to advocate for it. Okay, but you only gave examples, I mean opinions. So I don't know what to comment on it. That is, it doesn't look like a presentation. It looks more about a chat, mathematical chat. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So, Madam Vaishali Balasaheb would be the last presenter, and I hope that she is ready with her presentation. Vaishali Balasaheb, please.
Yes, sir. I present my.
Please present your screen, Vaishali madam.
Yes, ma'am. I share my screen.
And start from the point where you left.
Okay, ma'am. Hello, everyone. I am Vaishali Bhamre from Nasik, Maharashtra. Students in general are scared of mathematics. This anxiety makes them nervous about the subject, which results in less marks, and again the fear increases. So I use different styles, useful apps, and various tricks for concept clarity and mathematical games competitions to engage students in mathematics class. This initiative resulted in reducing anxiety of mathematics among students. Objectives of my project as follows: to track non-achievers in mathematics in my class, to improve style of teaching, learning transactions, to create interest and liking for mathematics among students, to reduce anxiety of math and develop right attitude towards subject mathematics, to enable students to use mathematics in day-to-day matters, to find out an action plans and to achieve 100% progress in mathematics, to use technology in class. This project was implemented during June to February 2019. First of all, I take a pre-test to understand current situation of students in mathematics, and a pre-test for students of grade 4. In that test, 5 students out of 15 students were low achievers. 2 students were unable to read or write 2 3-digit numbers. They were making mistakes while writing 2 or 3-digit numbers. They were not able to do simple operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So, I planned and arranged activities where, like number knowledge. First, I use making pairs from 2 groups by matching. See and count pictures, draw pictures as per the number and color them. Songs and rhymes based on numbers. Then I use number cards and flashcards. So students pick up a number card of any digit from single to 4 digits. Suppose they pick up a card which bears numbers 3,465. Following activities were used in form of a game. Identify and write place value of 3,465. Write odd and even numbers. Add up all the numbers. Then prepare the largest and smallest numbers. Multiply them. Such as 20 activities I used here. Then subject friend and lane friend. Students who have command on math called subject friend, and students staying near their house were the lane friends. They guided and helped their friends to understand the concept. Solving puzzles. Encourage students to solve Sudoku and jigsaw puzzles to increase their ability to think logically. This helps students to think and raise their academic standards. Now started to use of tables as per the date. Saying the table as per the date. So on 6 days recite a table of 6 and so on during the paripat. This helps students to learn tables, and the impact of this was seen in students making lesser mistakes in solving problems. Shop of mathematics. We organize a visit to a shop to make students understand concept of sale, purchase, and profit and loss. Notebooks, textbooks, and pens with price tags were for sale, and currency notes and coins were distributed among the students. During purchase, they had to mentally calculate for buying things. This helped them to do calculate and understand relation between sale and purchase as profit and loss. Hello?
Ma'am, your voice again cracking.
Net problem आ रहा है मैम.
No, you are audible. Please proceed.
Okay, sir. Then use of games and 8 days of constructivism. Use of constructivism in teaching mathematics helps a lot. It was easy to clarify concepts to students with help of teaching aids. Drawing of mathematical concepts on floor and wall of classroom helps them to learn. Then use of computers, e-learning, and different apps. Students like to solve sums with the help of computers. I also taught them to create mathematical problems with the help of computers. How to copy paste and make a new sum which they like. There was sense of achievement in creating new sums and solving them. Use various apps like Diksha app, Kids Math, Preschool Math Games for Kids, Flash Math, and Paint app. With the help of these apps and YouTube videos and resources, created a e-learning material. Then use of stories of mathematicians and yoga and pranayama organizes the lectures of experts. Stories of mathematicians once in a week, and started practice of yoga and pranayama on Saturday to increase students' ability to concentrate and focus. This helps in distressed students and keeping them fresh, so that it also helps to reduce their anxiety of math. Organize subject expert lectures once a month. This is analysis, marks in pre-test and final test. In pre-test, in final test, there was increase up to 89% due to this implementation of my activities. Results. It reduced students' anxiety of math and they started liking mathematics. There was positive growth in marks secured as they were not afraid of mathematics. They could apply mathematics in day-to-day matters when required. Students progress well in mathematics due to effective implementation of this action plan and use of technology. On this result test, in students securing good marks in mathematics, which they were once scared of, now my students in grade 4 are not afraid of expressing their thoughts about the problem. They participate in discussions and are very enthusiastic to learn mathematics. This has made the classroom and school environment happy and relaxed. Students have developed positive attitudes towards mathematics. Thank you for giving me opportunity.
So with that, the presentation ends here. And again, I would like to invite for the questions and the reflections from the chair and co-chair, please.
Congratulations, Vaishali. You have come up with a paper. Madam, I see here almost 7 objectives you have started with. The non-achievement, to improve the style of learning, to create interest, to reduce anxiety, to application in daily life, so on and so forth, and use of technology was the last one.
Yes.
These many objectives and activities also you have come up with almost 7 to 8. So my question is, how long it took to complete this study, and what was the grade of the students, or the entire section, say primary students were taken into the this, and was it a part of some big project? I mean, if you can enlighten on some aspects.
मेरा ये प्रोजेक्ट अभी 4th स्टैंडर्ड के बच्चों के लिए किया था, प्राइमरी सेक्शन के लिए। तो सिर्फ 4th क्लास के स्टूडेंट्स थे और ये एक्टिविटीज मैंने वहाँ पे की है। जो बच्चे डर रहे थे पहले मैथ के बारे में कि मैथ बहुत हार्ड है वगैरह ऐसे, तो उनके मन से डर निकालने के लिए मैंने ये एक्टिविटीज की और शायद मैं उसमें बहुत अच्छे से इसमें सक्सेस रही हूँ। अभी बच्चे मेरे क्लास के बहुत अच्छे से आंसर देते हैं। सब जो एडिशन, सब्ट्रैक्शन एंड जो नंबर सेंस है वो उनको अभी अच्छा प्रोग्रेस है।
डॉक्टर रश्मि मैडम आपसे पूछना चाह रही है कि आपने इन सभी गतिविधियों को करने में कितना समय लिया?
सर उनको सिर्फ 6 महीने तक का मैंने समय लिया है। जून से फरवरी तक मैंने ये सब प्रोग्राम किए थे स्कूल में।
जी ठीक है, हम रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे ऑनरेबल चेयरपर्सन प्रोफेसर सुब्रमण्यम सर से, वो रिफ्लेक्ट करें पेपर पे।
मैं लास्ट पॉइंट शुरू करता हूँ। आपने जून से शुरू किया तो स्टूडेंट मिल गए आपको इस पीरियड में? क्या ऑनलाइन हुआ? वो भी बैठूटी ऑनलाइन हुआ कि रियल में हुआ?
ये रियल में किया है सर, ऑनलाइन में नहीं किया।
कैसे मिले स्टूडेंट्स आपको इस समय जून के बाद? इस साल की पिछले साल की बात हो रही है?
जून 2080 के और फरवरी 2090 तक।
अच्छा, पुरानी है ये बात, अभी की नहीं है ना?
लास्ट साल की।
अच्छा 8 साल पुरानी है। ओके ठीक है,
लास्ट
इस साल की नहीं है, मतलब इस साल की नहीं है। ठीक है, ओके। नाउ पहली बात तो ये है कि लर्निंग टेबल्स के मैं सख्त खिलाफ हूं। एक काम जरूर करिए, सबसे बड़ा कारण एंसिनिटी का यही है, लर्निंग टेबल पहाड़े के कारण ही मैथमेटिक्स से डिस्टर्ब शुरू होता है बचपन में। हॉरर वहीं शुरू होता है, हॉरर फिल्म है वो। तो पहाड़े की बात बिल्कुल मत करिए। मैथमेटिक्स कुछ भी याद नहीं करना चाहिए, कुछ भी याद नहीं करना चाहिए, पर सब कुछ याद होना चाहिए। अब ये बात आपको अजीब लगेगी, कैसा हो सकता है? कुछ भी याद नहीं करना चाहिए और सब कुछ याद होना चाहिए। सीधी बात है, इश्क किया नहीं जाता पर हो जाता है, मानते कि नहीं? अच्छा वो छोड़िए, क्लासरूम में हर बच्चे को हर दूसरे बच्चे का नाम याद है। कब याद किया उसने? अपने आप याद हुआ ना, तो अपने आप याद होना चाहिए। याद करके रट के याद कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए। इसको टोटली मना करिए इस चीज को। लर्निंग टेबल्स कोई इससे को मैं सपोज कोई आदमी 25 तक के पहाड़े बोल दे तो मुझको मैथमेटिक्स नहीं मानूंगा मैं। कुछ नहीं हमारा लिए, वो रट्टू है, कुछ नहीं हो। तो मैथमेटिक्स लर्निंग का रटने से कोई ताल्लुक ही नहीं है। एक और बात, प्लेस वैल्यू की बात की है, तो प्लेस वैल्यू कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है, कन्वेंशन है, तो ख्याल रखिए इस बात का, बहुत क्यों नहीं मालूम बात। कन्वेंशन और कॉन्सेप्ट में अंतर होता है, दोनों अंतर है। कन्वेंशन एक रूल है सिर्फ, कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है, और ये सिर्फ किसके लिए, विजुअल के लिए है। एक ब्लाइंड आदमी के लिए प्लेस वाले कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, तो वो मैथ कॉन्सेप्ट है ही नहीं है। कॉन्सेप्ट सबके लिए होता है, चाहे वो गूंगा हो, चाहे बहरा हो, चाहे अंधा हो, उसके लिए काउंट होता है। जो चीज अंधे के लिए नहीं है वो कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं है। तो ये कन्वेंशन है, कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है। अच्छा, ये अगेन वो सॉन्ग्स एंड ड्रीम्स, जो ये सब चीजें नौटंकी जो है ना, मैथमेटिक्स जरूरत नहीं है इसकी, कोई वैल्यू नहीं, इससे कोई फायदा नहीं मिलता। हाँ, टाइम पास हो जाएगा, बच्चे खुश होंगे, खुश होना काफी नहीं है, कुछ सीखना भी उनको। अच्छा, और एक बात जो है, आपने जो करेंसी नोट्स की बात की ना, कोई एक्चुअल, तो बच्चों को जो गेम खिला रहे हैं, तो डोंट यूज रियल करेंसी नोट्स, यूज फेक नोट्स। जो व्यापार वगैरह मिलता है ना, 10,000 20,000, उसमें कोई रिस्क नहीं है, गुम जाएगा बच्चा, गुम जाएगा, डरेगा, इसलिए करेगा नहीं काम वो। कैसे स्कूल में होता है ना, किट्स आते हैं, अलमारी में बंद हो जाता है, डरते हैं कि गुम न जाए, बाद में अपना नाम पाएगा। तो वही बात बच्चों के लिए होती है। तो एक्चुअल नोट्स कभी यूज मत करना आप, चाहे वो 1 आना 10 पैसा भी क्यों ना हो, आप फेक करेंसी यूज करिए, ठीक है। और एक और बात आपने कहा था कि योगा मैथमेटिक्स की एंग्जाइटी, मैथमेटिक्स की एक्टिविटी से दूर करना चाहिए, योगा वगैरह से नहीं करना चाहिए। एक्सटर्नल चीज आनी नहीं चाहिए मैथमेटिक्स में। योगा से आपकी शरीर अच्छा हो सकता, कुछ होता है, या कोई और डिप्रेशन हो सकता है आपका। मैथ्स एंग्जाइटी का योगा से कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है। अदरवाइज बाबा रामदेव जो है ना, अच्छे मैथमेटिक्स होते भी। तो ये भी ख्याल रखिए, ये जबरदस्ती नौटंकी वाली बात आ जाती है योगा वगैरह, यहाँ का जरूरत नहीं उसकी। अच्छा, एक बात जो हमेशा हर जगह कहता हूं मैं, और ये आपने उठाया ही है, एनेबल स्टूडेंट टू डे लाइफ। ये बात एक तो सच भी नहीं है और कोई मतलब ही नहीं इसका। क्योंकि देखिए, मेरे घर में एक फैन खराब हो गया, मुझे ओम सलाह आती है अच्छी तरह, बहुत अच्छी तरह आती है, पर मैं ठीक नहीं करता उस फैन को। जो बिजली वाला आएगा ठीक करने के लिए, उसमें ओम सलाह नहीं आएगा, वो ठीक कर देगा फट से उसको। तो ये डे टू डे लाइफ वाली बात ही मत करिए। मैथमेटिक्स के कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर होना चाहिए, मैथमेटिक्स का की फोर्स लॉजिक है, समझ में आना चाहिए बस। ये डे टू डे लाइफ के चक्कर में नोटों की ज्यादा होती है, असली काम होता नहीं है। खैर, ये तो हुआ आपके बारे में। अब एक जनरल बात कह रहा हूं मैं सबके लिए, नॉट ओनली फॉर दिस, यूर पार्ट इज ओवर, यूर फाइनल पार्ट ये है। मुझे एक बात का सभी के लिए कह रहा हूं मैं, ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स, किसी ने भी यूज नहीं किया उसको, nobody used the idea of problem solving in learning, which is the most important thing. None of the participants, I'm very disappointed by this. Problem solving approach was touched by nobody in the entire session. This is a very serious and very serious issue, and I'm really disappointed. Unless there is problem solving, no learning is possible in mathematics. One can learn by heart, one cannot learn for understanding. Problem solving is required. And in problem solving, anxiety will die away immediately. That's all I have to say. Otherwise, everybody made efforts, good. And organizers have done very well in doing all these things. There were these disturbances in technology. That also is good. Anyway, thank you very much.
At the end, I would like to say something. Of course, we all understand there were 8 papers. Out of 8 papers, 2 students have presented, some teacher educators, some primary teachers, and the variety of the presenters, those have been part of this technical session today. On my personal behalf and behalf of the institute, I congratulate all the presenters for their presentations, and I'm sure with the feedback and the guidance provided by Honorable Professor Subramaniam sir, you would take it quite seriously and would try to improve on your practices, and next time in any forum when you'll meet, you'll have those points incorporated and you would be in much better. So that's for presenters. And dear all friends, as we understand that Dr. Chauhan has in the beginning mentioned that Professor Subramaniam is like an institution, And what every time when we meet sir, every time when we interact with sir, we have lots of learning. And in today's session, what all we could learn. In the beginning, sir has mentioned few very important points. And at the end, also in between the presentation, sir has been given us some guidelines, and these should be taken as the mantras for all the mathematics people and the people those are in the teaching fraternity. So I would like to read one by one. There were few points. Those were said by Professor Subramaniam sir. And I start with, first of all, the sir has started saying that hard work only does not work for mathematics. It is something else, and that else really sir has described in a quite descriptive manner. The mathematics treats all the individuals as equal. That is the another very important point said by sir. The importance of the examples, those are the counter examples, rather I should say. Sir has established this fact with the example of that blue color very effectively, and we all teachers should take this point very seriously. The maths can't be easy. The mathematical learning can be made easy. That's the another learning we take from the sir. The mathematics demeans to be clear and critical. I mean, the clarity is much more important. That's what he said. The students should not use calculators. If it is allowed in the examination, then only they should be allowed. I also firmly believe the same. Thank you very much for emphasizing this fact, sir, again. And sir has talked about at the end the concept and the conviction. What is the difference between these two? For reminding, for most of us who are not really clear about this. Thank you very much, sir, for this again. And as sir has mentioned that mathematics learning would always be supported by the mathematical activities. The activities those really involves the mathematics activity, not the other kind of activities, because they really did not work. And this is what the experience of the many years of a passionate and dedicated teacher speaks. We all and the lakhs and lakhs people here across the country, they all recognize Professor Subramaniam sir as a dedicated and quite a motivating teacher of mathematics. There is no one as Professor Subramaniam is. So I'm really thankful from core of my heart. And at the end, sir has talked about the problem solving.
Thank you all.
No person has talked about this problem solving, and really we could have been happy if in some paper this element also was brought in. And no learning is possible without problem solving. This is what the final verdict of the sir for this today's technical session. And I'm grateful on my personal behalf of the all participants, and the behalf of the institution that sir could be here with us in this technical session and could share his expertise and experiences with the people those love maths, those are in the field of maths, because in the seminar, the people those are really into the maths are the part of this. So from core of my heart, I would like to convey my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Subramaniam sir for being with us in this technical session and enlightening us on very important few aspects related to the mathematics education. At the end, I would like to request Professor again to say few words to the participants so that they would be taking some more learning from you, sir. Over to Professor Subramaniam, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Some words for participants. Anyway, we are all in the same profession. You are all teachers. I am also a teacher. And teacher cannot retire, so I remain a teacher even after retirement. You see, a teacher is the monarch of a class. By that I mean, he or she need not only follow what is instructed or seen outside. You decide what is the best you can do for your students. First, love your students. If you love your students, they will love you. if they love a math teacher, they will love the subject. And once they love subject, then anxiety will be over. Never brand students as dull and great students. Never do it, at least before them, even otherwise. Treat your students as your own kids. No mother will ever complain about her child, even he is having some physical deformities. She won't. She won't say that, she won't ridicule of the child. So the teacher has to behave like a mother, even if he's a male person. You know the lacunas of a student, okay. You highlight to him only, not to others. Never insult a student. Never feel a student feel insulted. You try to encourage. You say, today you could not solve this problem. Come on. In future, you can solve it. If you try a little bit more, put some more hard work, you will do it. So express your faith on a student. That works. When a student finds that his teacher is hopeful from me, he will take care. Otherwise, you can never do anything. You are useless. तुम्हारे फादर कुछ नहीं कर सकते, तुम्हारे फरिश्ते कुछ नहीं कर सकते. इस तरह के रिमार्क कहीं मत दीजिए. कितना भी आपको वीक लग रहा हो स्टूडेंट. और दूसरी बात ये है, आप ये ख्याल रखिए. If you want to be a good teacher, remember one thing. If you teach somebody that somebody is unable to understand you, the entire fault is yours, not the others. With this attitude you teach, you can be a successful teaching. Otherwise, इसको जाता ही नहीं है, इसको वो नहीं आता, गिनना भी नहीं आता, इसको वो भी करना नहीं आता, ये सब excuses देने का मतलब नहीं है. यदि बच्चा खा के किसी खा नहीं पा रहा, माँ मुंह में खिलाएगी उसको, कुछ भी करेगी, चाहेगी कि वो खाना खा ले, कितना भी मस्ती करे वो, फेंक दे, तोड़ दे, भूखा नहीं रखेगी उसको. तो वैसे ही कुछ बच्चे कुछ टाइम ज्यादा लेते हैं, कोई बात नहीं, इसके लिए वीक नहीं होते हैं, थोड़ा क्योंकि गाड़ी छूट गई उनकी. They left the train, so they missed the train, so they could not come up to the. But they can never do it. Don't say. Everybody can learn mathematics. So there are 4 points to remember as a teacher. Every child can learn mathematics. First point, without any exception. Every child can learn everything in mathematics. Don't say this you can't be learned by him. It is beyond your scope. Then I means teacher. I can teach any child of any kind. So it is my boosting. And then I can teach everything in mathematics up school level. Don't say I cannot teach trigonometry, I cannot teach this. No. If you are a teacher, you should teach everything as well as mathematics, because at times you have to relate mathematics. So 4 points. Every child can learn everything. Every child can learn. Then every child can learn everything. Every teacher can teach everything. Every teacher can teach everybody. If you firmly believe it, don't just make a slogan, believe it, bring to your heart, then you will be succeeding in teaching mathematics. There is no anxiety at all. Let the student feel that what happened when there is a doubt in a class, student does not keeps quiet. Not that he doesn't know. There are many reasons. He may feel others will laugh at him. Teacher will laugh at him. So never laugh at any answer of a student, even if it is wrong. Never laugh at any answer. That is the problem which is created. Don't say very good, at least you keep quiet, smile. You'll understand that something. And then never say you are wrong to a student. You say what you did is wrong. So there's a difference between you are wrong and the thing is wrong. Even don't say that that thing is wrong. You just ask question whether it is possible, can it be possible? Make him realize that that is wrong, but never say you are wrong. That is, you are giving a comment on his personality. Don't do that. Mistake is in the performance, not in the person. And then even that mistake, don't say bluntly. Let him give a chance to realize, yes, is it possible? So, because nobody commits mistake knowingly. So once a mistake committed means something is unknown gone. Maybe carelessness, maybe in haste, whatever is the reason. So always try to encourage a student. For so-called weak students, it gives me extra time because sometimes students are scared of asking some doubts before everybody. Okay, give a chance to meet them in your class staff room in lunchtime or free time. So once student feels that my teacher is approachable anytime, then he will not hesitate asking questions. Most of the students don't ask questions because they don't have faith that teacher will bang him or teacher will not help him, teacher will ridicule him. No. Once he feels my teacher is very good, he will never discourage me, he will always help me. This feeling you have to generate among students. Get the confidence of a student. Then things will be very smooth. I'm not talking about a bookish language. I worked in this college 42 years and I actually used it. It helped me a lot. So try to encourage. There are hardly 2 or 3 students of that time, not entire students. See, there are 4 kinds of students. One who know that they know. They're the upper cream of the class. Second, those who know that they do not know. Good. If you know where are your pitfalls, it is very good. Third is those who do not know that they know. That is the biggest chunk. Large percentage. Students who are having potential, but they're not aware of their own potential because of discouragement. So you identify those students and give more attention to them. And the last one is those who do not know that do not know. That is, they are not aware of their own weaknesses. They are also very small in percentage, hardly 2 or 3 in a class. Again, the first layer is also hard to. Majority is those who do not know that they know. Those who have potential, they don't know their own potential. Enlighten them. Then things will be very easy for you as a teacher. But ultimately, a teacher is not born, teacher is made by himself or herself. Teacher has to work and there is affection should be there. Affection. And take it a challenge. How can he can't learn? If he doesn't learn, it is my mistake, not his mistake. Then things will change. Anyway, it's not time for a very big lecture. I'm happy all are trying and I'm very happy by young kids also presenting papers. It's a good beginning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You are a source of inspiration for all the teachers and all the people those want to excel in the teaching profession. Thank you very much for being with us in this technical session. I particularly congratulate to Mitra, to Vinny, Sebastian, Anilji, the Anushka, the student of RI Ajmer BSc B.Ed first semester, Ratna, our own student, pass out this year only, the Vaishali from Nasik, Dr. Munind Kumar and Dr. Ravindran. So big congratulations to all the presenters and thank you very much for all those who have joined this technical session along with all the presenters. And now over to Dr. Chauhanji, who is very effectively handling this technical session starting from the beginning. Dr. Chauhan, please.
Thank you very much, madam. सब इतना सुनने के बाद मैं इतना ही कहूँगा कि आई विश काश मैं सर का स्टूडेंट होता ये एक मेरी बड़ी विश है शायद पूरी नहीं हो पाएगी आई एम नीदर ए मैथमेटिशियन नॉर an educationist. I am just an end user of mathematics. And what I felt through all of this discussion was that most of the presentations were on the anxiety part. But what I see is that, just 2 lines, Yatha Shikha Mayuranam Naganam Manayo Yatha Tadva Vedang Shastranam Ganitah Murdinah Sansthitam. Like the crest of peacock and the gems of the hoods of the cobra, maths is at the top of the Vedang. So, in place of showing the horrible part, whether, okay, maths don't have any horrible part, but that is just the rust created over the beautiful, lustrous mathematics. So let the gem of the mathematics illuminate, and the illumination should fall on the students, and that is the only wish of myself. And I am benefited threefold in the sense, one from the participants, and twofold from co-chair, respected Madam Rashmi Sharma, and honorable my principal Subramaniam sir. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
And one more thing I would like to remind it, sir, whenever I see you, there are many things from my student life, they come in view. And sir is the author of many books, including one, Now I Love Maths. What a beautiful book the sir has wrote. The title maybe, sir, am I right? The title is exact?
Title is Mom, I Hate Maths in the front page, and the last page is Now I Love Mathematics.
Now I Love Maths, yeah. This is a very beautiful book, and I would suggest every one of us should read the book. It's a very touching book, really, I must say. So thank you very much, sir, for being with us. Thanks all the participants.
Thank you.
And with your permission, we would like to end up this session. If
Thank
you
you. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, ma'am.